and thank you again for being here today. Today, we're going to do a little bit of candidate forums, basically, where we have some preset questions, and then towards the end, we'll take questions from the audience. Just for general rules and procedures of what's going to happen today, any questions asked by the audience will be asked of all candidates for the same position with the same amount of time allotted for a response, which is going to be 1 minute. Additionally, no candidate may ask another candidate so that there is no way to give an unfair advantage or disadvantage to the candidates on the panel today. In addition to following the forums, any statements about ASI that are factually incorrect will be addressed on the ASI website in our fact check section. Just for also general roadmap, today we'll do 10 minutes of opening statements, followed by 1 minute of a positional question and 1 minute for a general question, where then we'll take questions from the audience for a max time of 10 minutes and end with a 2-minute closing statement. Given Anna, you're the only one here we have right now, I'm going to go ahead and pass the mic on over to you for your 2-minute opening statement. But just so you know, Efeli will be doing our time check, and she'll be sending a message in the chat when to have 30 seconds remaining.
Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Gonzalez, and I am a third-year student here at Sacramento State, currently enrolled in Health and Human Services and a minor in biology. I'm honored to stand before you all today to introduce my campaign, one that's grounded in the belief that our strength is found in unity. I truly believe that college is more than just textbooks and deadlines. It's a journey, a transformative time where we discover who we are, where we belong, and what we're capable of. But let's be honest, it's not always easy, and many of us do face challenges that go beyond the classroom. Whether it's mental health, physical well-being, or just needing a little extra help here and there, we all deserve to be seen, heard, and helped. And that's why I'm running, and I'm here to advocate for all students, to push for stronger mental health resources, better physical wellness support, and a campus culture that values us emotionally, academically, and personally. I believe in creating Sacramento State that reflects every voice, that celebrates our diverse backgrounds, and that welcomes inclusion as more than just a simple word, but as a way of life. Because we can create a space where everyone feels supported and valued, where we all thrive. But I can't do this alone, and I need your voice, your perspective, and your trust. Together, we can spark change that only impacts us today, but leaves a lasting legacy for future Hornets. Whether you are a current student, a future alum, or someone who will one day bring a new Hornet into this community, this campus is ours to shape. So let's shape it together with strength, unity, and pride. Thank you, Anna Gonzalez.
Thank you, Anna. For the opening statement, we'll now move on and do our one general question. And I'll put it also in the chat for accessibility purposes. But what resources do you believe Sac State is currently lacking, or where do you think there should be an expansion to better support students in completing their degrees? Once again, what resources do you believe Sac State is currently lacking, or where do you think there should be expansion to better support students in completing their degrees?
I do believe that there should be an expansion in continuing to address the equity gap in graduation rates, definitely among the unrepresented minority groups. This gap often reflects deeper challenges like limited access to the full range of support services that Sacramento State does provide. While Sacramento State offers valuable resources, many students aren't aware of them or don't know how to access them effectively. That's why improving communication and outreach strategies is essential, and we do need to ensure that every student, not just a few, can easily connect with the support that they need. Whether it is academically, emotionally, or financially, it really is about bridging the gaps. That isn't just about equity, but about justice, and it's about lifting all of us up together as a united Hornet Hive.
Thank you. Thank you. Now we're going to go on over and do our general question. I'm sorry, our positional question. For that one, if elected, what would be your number one priority relating to the college or group? Once again, if elected, what would be your number one priority relating to the college or group?
So the number one goal that I'm going to be striving for is definitely throughout my first couple years of college, I had felt a disconnection with the resources available to grow my academic standpoint and as well my repertoire of volunteer opportunities and also engaging with one another, let's say other clubs and organizations to really build myself up for then applying for grad school. I will say that within my college and the allied health professionals, it does lead to grad school, to other continuous education, or even certifications. And with aligning with other connections and making these connections with other students as well, it's something that we really need to work on within our college just so that we can go ahead and stand our hornets now for further success as well in the future.
Thank you, Anna. Um, Thank you, Nora, for joining us as well. I'm going to pass the mic on over to you, please. You have 2 minutes for an opening statement.
Hi everyone, this is Noor, and I'm running for the position of Director of Natural Sciences and Mathematics. I served for the same position for last year, and I've been able to work on multiple things that I set my goals for. And Yeah, so I've been working on mental health for the past years, and that's been my priority. But along with that, I also worked for advocating for more research opportunities to with my dean and everybody in the Center of Science and Math Success, Dr. McDonald's, and it's been a pretty good journey. And I aim to work more on these because in first year I established all the connections and I pretty much worked more on mental health side, but this time I want to definitely work on mental health more, but also work on the Grace project that we have under NSM. Is a really great project. I will not delve into details in this opening statement, but definitely in the next questions. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you. So now that we covered our general question, our opening statement, let's go on over and do our general question. I'll read it 2 times for you. What resources do you believe Sac State is currently lacking, or where do you think there should be an expansion to better support students in completing their degrees? Once again, what resources do you believe Sac State is currently lacking, or where do you think there should be an expansion to better support students in completing their degrees?
Yeah, so as I have mentioned mental health several times in this uh, meeting, and in my board meetings as well, what I feel is that as I take opinions and feedback from all the students, what I felt was they were unable to get an appointment on time for mental health resources, for mental health counseling in the well. So, that is something I want to work on. Like, how can I work with the well to better provide them opportunities, them uh, resources, so that they have better mental health support.
Thank you, thank you. And then for our last question, it's I posed to Anna as well. If elected, what would be your number one priority relating to your college or group? Once again, if elected, what would be your number one priority relating to the college or group?
uh, I've been already working on it. The thing that I already mentioned, that is mental health. So mental health is going to be number one. I am really, really passionate about it. And I hear from students because I feel, yes, academics is super, super important, but they do need the support in order to excel in those. They do need the mental support because academics is not the only thing students are doing. They're working, they have families, and there are a lot of student parents. Our Sac State students are a lot more diverse and they are going through a lot different situations for which they need support for. And I feel that that is lacking and I really want to work on that. But again, that is my number one priority. I do want to work on research opportunities and again, Grace Project. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. So now that we did both of our general and positional questions to do with the candidates that are here today, I'm going to leave time for the audience to ask a little question, couple questions if they have any. If we don't have any questions by 10:46, I'm just going to move on over and do our closing statements. So hang tight, y'all. Feel free. Oh yeah, our audience members, please feel free to send me a direct message with your question. And just to reiterate, candidates are not allowed to ask any other candidate a question to not provide a fair or unfair advantage. Thank you. Alrighty, given that there doesn't look like there's any questions in the chat, we're just going to move on over and do our closing statements, where each candidate now has 2 minutes to provide their closing statement. Anna, since you started us off, I'm happy you start us off with this closing statement as well, please.
Perfect, thank you. So as we do come to the end of this forum, I want to thank you all not just for listening, but for showing up and for caring, and for believing that we can do better together. We've talked about unity, about equity, and about inclusion, and now it's time to act. I'm ready to be a leader who listens, learns, and leads with compassion. And as I'm ready to fight for the changes we need and the future we deserve, so I'm asking you to stand with me April 16th and 17th to close the gaps, amplify voices, and build a campus community we're all proud to be a part of. Together we are stronger, together we rise, and together we'll have a legacy for every Hornet who comes after us. Thank you so much, and stingers up.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, Nora, you have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
I'm really sorry, there was some connection problem. Yeah. For my closing statement, I would really quickly like to provide the context on the GRACE project, because that's what is mentioned in my candidate statement, that I want to work to expand the GRACE project. GRACE project in NSM is a very efficient financially supporting students. It's basically providing lab supplies to students for free. I have taken feedback from a lot of students, and all of the students say that it has been really, really helpful, because the lab gear, lab glasses, everything is so expensive. So along with mental health, that is something mentioned by me in my candidate statement as well, that I want to expand that program. And that's what I want to say for my closing statement, that I really care about the students, about their mental health and their financial stability. And that is what is exactly what listed in my candidate statement, and which is something I will be working on throughout the year. Thank you.
Alrighty, thank you both for showing up today. Please, 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 please don't forget to vote and encourage other folks to vote next week on Wednesday and Thursday. And don't forget to attend our elections results party. But with that being said, thank you again for showing up, and I will see y'all later. Bye.
Thank you. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.